And we're live! Hi everyone. So we are going to take about 5 minutes just to see where everybody's at. Before we start, I wanted to say welcome again. If you don't know me, my name is Coach Jejo. I'm one of the fitness coaches as well as the floor attendants at Advocate Roman Health and Fitness Center. Welcome to my home. As much as you can see of it. But today we are going to be talking about motivation as well as the influences of mindset on motivation. So with that being said, if you'd like, you're more than welcome to grab a pen, paper to take notes. We will be posting our live videos just as we've done in the past. So if you need to reference it or if you want to share it, please do. But yeah, we're going to take a few minutes here, about 4 minutes, and then we'll get started, okay? But yeah, if you need, definitely grab some water, maybe some snacks, mid-morning snacks. I've got tea, and yeah, please feel free to say hi. Zoe, hello! Yay! Guys, I hope you know that this is so exciting for us when we go on live stream, because not only do the fitness staff actually work really well as a team, but we're all friends outside of it. So it's really amazing to see everybody hop on, say hi, and yeah, just have that interaction, because I'm sure you miss some of your coworkers too, but we definitely miss each other as well. So yay! Hi, Zoe! All right, y'all, we've got 1 more minute and we'll get started. For everybody joining us again, my name is Coach Jejo. I'm one of the fitness coaches as well as one of the fitness attendants for Advocate Roman Health and Fitness Center. I've got my laptop here. Hi, Kelly! Yay! Friends! Good morning! But yeah, I've got my laptop here. I've got all my notes on it concerning what we're going to be talking about today. Alrighty, and that's 10 a.m. So, welcome. Again, my name is Coach Jejo, here with Advocate Roman Health and Fitness Center. And today what we're going to be talking about is essentially motivation and how mindset affects motivation. So before we get started, I'd like to just introduce myself for those that don't know me. So again, my name is Coach Jejo. I have gone to ISU and I've graduated with an undergraduate degree in health education promotion. So it's more of like a holistic approach to health and fitness. And with everything that's going on right now, with the uncertainty of the world. I mean, obviously, you're watching this, so you know that your health and fitness is very important. But I wanted to talk about motivation and your mindset, especially in a time when things are constantly changing, and how do we keep up with that? What are our motivations? What are our goals? And things of that nature, especially since it is pretty much a reflective time for a lot of us, whether that reflection goes towards how work has been going, if you've been fulfilled with your career, all the way to how your children are doing, and you didn't realize, Susie Q is X, Y, and Z at school, and she didn't have the vocabulary to communicate that to you, so now you've set up goals and parameters to try and motivate them to find something in their life, for example, whether it's to, hi Leslie, whether that's to go forward and get confident in reading and understanding their skills. So to get started today, again, if you need, you're more than welcome to go grab a pen and paper if you like. Grab some water, grab some snacks, take me around your house. I'm here with you. Hey, girl. So to start, I wanted to talk about self-motivation. The name motivation and that coined term for a lot of people can be pretty daunting. We attach it to so many things. We attach it to a lot of emotions. But the thing that I want to talk about today is the self. I want you to take the time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes today, to be selfish. If that 20 to 30 minutes is you watching this video, great, be selfish. This is where you can come and be unabashedly yourself. Mel Robbins describes it as the self that you're scared to tell people about. All of your goals and dreams and aspirations, and you're scared to sound selfish and conceited, but they are yours completely and unadulteratedly you. So I want you to take that time and just reflect in yourself and pick a goal. Pick a goal, pick a behavior, whether that's biting your nails all the way to I want to get, like for me, I want to have 4 of my statements of purposes for grad school done, by the end of the week. And that's a pretty lofty goal, but that's, something that I have to keep in mind while I go through these steps with you, okay? So with that being said, this is about yourself. And the way that we understand self-motivation goes as well hand in hand with empowerment. So empowerment, more or less, is the get her done, So that's the understanding that I can do it, it will work out, it's worth it, I'm going to keep going. So the way that we're going to talk about this, we're going to really dive into some psychology. So if you have... if you're a big nerd when it comes to psychology like myself, you're going to love this. And if not, that's okay. It's totally applicable to your life too. So before we get started, if empowerment is the get her done of what we're feeling right now, and what we're talking about, how are you feeling empowered currently in your lifestyle? So at home, how are you feeling currently empowered at work, even though a majority of us may be working from home or is deemed as an essential worker, or even, unfortunately furloughed and laid off? How is that currently going for you, and how does this current lifestyle empower you right now? So a couple things that feed into understanding if we are empowered. Can we do it? So again, Bandura describes this as self-efficacy. This is kind of like our education. So this is kind of like our foundation of, I can do it because I have schooling. I can do it because I know how to walk, therefore I can run. So things like that. Break it down. Number 2 is, will it work out? So again, Bandura describes it as self-efficacy, why this might work. Now you're going to think about more of training. So for example, for a lot of us, hi Ange, a lot of us, when we go into will it work out motivation piece, we look into, the consequences that come after it. But we also take in consideration to right now, this is what I'm doing to get where I want to be. And then the third is it worth it? So again, this links to those consequences that I just talked about. Is it worth it in the sense of, do you understand that if I go through this process. So if I go down the rabbit hole of taking 5 minutes to speak with my daughter, I don't have a daughter, but just hypothetically, if I take 5 minutes to sit down with my daughter and go through math with her, what are my consequences? I lose 5 minutes, for example, or those 5 minutes could be bonding time, because math could easily turn into talking about life or talking about things that are bothering them. But ultimately, if this is for you, then you understand, for example, is it worth it? Is it worth going into, hey Molly, you're so welcome. But yeah, she's just saying, thanks for talking with us today. Yeah, it's so much my pleasure. I love this stuff. But yeah, so going back into it, is it worth it? So is the behavior or is the goal that you have in mind worth it? So for example, is it worth it to sit down 5 to 10 minutes with your daughter and go through all those math problems with her? What is the consequence in the long run? And again, will it work? And then again, can you do it? So again, all of these things, the can you do it? Will it work out? Is it worth it? Those are the things that if we answer yes to, we automatically feel empowered. And what a great feeling to have, especially in a world full of uncertainty right now. So going a little bit deeper again, maybe just uncovering some cobwebs, we're going to go into a little bit of Psychology 101. So for example, a lot of us are here because we want to work on our health and fitness. So with that being said, if it's for your health and fitness today, are you working out to avoid failure, or are you working out for success and growth? Now, that's a super heavy and super, super intense question, and it's loaded. So as I mentioned earlier, if you want to grab a pen and paper right now, open up your laptop, just jot down some things, go for it, because it is intense, the stuff that I'm going to be talking about today, especially with all of the things happening right now. So are you here to avoid failure? Are you here to be successful? Those are things that we uncover here, because then we can start understanding, if I'm here to work out because I'm scared for my health, that's a great motivator. But ultimately, if your tactics don't work, we don't keep going because we're scared. We keep going because we find joy in it. We find something that thrills us instead of fear. So your perception and how you see are you here for avoidance of failure or here for success is really important, even if it's not for health and wellness. And then, of course, you see your choices. What do you have at hand? I mean, right now, a lot of us are like, yes, I want to be healthy. I want to be well. I want to maintain the consistency that I was doing, but I don't have a gym. Of course you don't have a gym. Unfortunately, we're here trying to make sure everybody is safe and well. However, what are your choices? Do you have a big space at home that you can clear out? Maybe it's your garage. Maybe it's outside. I mean, maybe right now you just love the fact that there's snow on the ground and the sun is shining, and maybe it'll warm up soon and you love the outdoors. Look at your choices at hand and then make something of it. But then also understand, how do you communicate those choices with yourself? The way that we communicate those choices to others and ourselves plays such an important part in the way that we perceive motivation. So Ellen Langer, she's a psychologist from the 80s, has a book on mindfulness. And one of the wonderful things that she said that's always stuck to me is, when you perceive choice, you perceive motivation. So if you choose to understand that my garage is a wonderful place and I haven't cleaned it out, that's an opportunity, Or when you even process the fact that I have the choice to get up, move my furniture around, like I've been wanting to for about 20 years now, or about 20 months now, then that's motivation in itself. And what a powerful, simple thing to have right at your fingertips. So that being said, a few of you have already noticed I've been asking questions as we go, mainly for yourself so that you can reflect on what's going on. But concerning your goal and your intention right now, especially being inside and trying to seek control in your life, how do you see your current state? Just how do you see yourself? How do you see everything that's around you? Is it an opportunity? Is it a form of motivation? Is it a choice for you to continue on and find something better? Or is it something that, you've reflected upon and you're like, that's not a big enough goal, or that's not a big enough intention for me. I know I can do better, and I know that there's better out there for me. Okay. So, moving on to things that really bolster motivation. You've got yourself, you've got your choices and your opportunity, but you also have a community. The wonderful thing about that is if you're tuning in right now, you're part of a community already. Advocate Broman Health and Fitness Center is more than just the people you go to say hi and, ask about hours or how to do a movement properly, but we're actually here to also support you. We all are here because we love to see and help other people improve not only in their movements, but in their daily lifestyle. So think about your social support. This is critical, especially in the time where we are disconnected from each other physically. Social support is super critical in how you feel related to. So for example, if you attend one of our mind and body wellness in the past, you understand that there's a group of people together with you going through the same processes, or maybe, that during that time is just your time to vent about how this isn't going right, this isn't great, or this is wonderful and this is what I'm struggling with. You have that social support and connection where we can all learn from each other. Believe it or not, we're all meant to be social. We're all meant to learn and pick up from one another. And during this time, you do have that social support. You go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, text your friends, FaceTime your family, even contact us via email or the website or what have you. We're here for you, and that's the interdependency of your success when it comes to motivation. You can always learn from each other, and that is a wonderful way to also develop humility. Because, for example, I suck at meal prepping. I really do. And say my goal is to meal prep better, but I don't have the capacity, I don't have the skill or the education on how to meal prep. Maybe I'd go to Coach Ali. She's got a background in nutrition. She is super into just understanding, like, if we do X, Y, and Z, then we can get here. Then maybe I'd seek her out, and it's humbling to know that there are people in my community that can provide that for me. So yeah, shout out to Coach Ali. If you need anything, she's there, but we also do have a wonderful dietitian, so plugs right there. Alrighty. And then I did want to ask again another question to you as we go through all of this. Aside from the Advocate Broman Health and Fitness Center community, do you have any other people you can share your joys and your hardships with? That's really important, especially when you hit a roadblock. You can be self-motivated, but we're all human. There are ups and downs and all kinds of things around us that keep us away from what we want. No matter how big or how small. So just consider that too as you're going through maybe a career change, or maybe a school change, or maybe just a transition in your life. Maybe you have to downsize or what have you. Do you have people that you can share your joys and your hardships with, that you trust and that support you regardless of failure or success? Very important. And now going into growth mindset. This is my favorite thing, mainly because it's a spectrum. So growth mindset, or mindset in general, has been thoroughly studied by Stanford professor Carol Dweck. One of the things that I've been doing while in quarantine is reading a lot and podcasting and audiobooks. I'm super nerdy. I can't help it. I love it. Hey, Megan! But essentially, growth mindset is this idea that you're not born with just this amount of talent. So if I had all the talent in the world to be a basketball player in this hand, and I can't get any better or any worse, this is it. That's a fixed mindset. But then if I open my hand up, everything else that's there, and say I wasn't born with talent, but I want to be a basketball player, so I seek out YMCA clubs, I seek out coaches, I seek out drills on YouTube. Maybe I film myself and understand, like, oh, my body positioning is wrong and I can be better. That's growth mindset. Growth mindset is understanding failure is inevitable, but so is your success. Your success is also inevitable, and it's dynamic. So when we think of our motivation and our goals and our behavior in the sense of a growth mindset, they're really so interdependent, you can't talk about one without the other. So for the sake of the next 5 minutes, because we've got 5 minutes left, I want you to think about why you want to grow in your current space. Whether that's work or, again, whatever motivation you have, whether that's career, whether that's your psychological well-being, your spiritual well-being, your financial well-being, whatever it is right now that you've decided to be your project while at home, or maybe no project while you're at home. Hi, Peg. You know, what is stopping you? You know, understand that. Why worry about being smart when you can get smarter in this time frame? So really understand for yourself, am I here to, again, succeed in the form of growth or avoid failure? And that's your idea of success. Because when we dig a little bit deeper into it, you know, you can feel very empowered and growing in one set of traits. For example, I feel very empowered at work. I have a great team. I have bosses that really enjoy and like my input. I've got clients that I really enjoy working with. But then, of course, like here on the flip side, you know, I feel that I am stagnant when it comes to finances. I don't know, I'm just picking something. And this is all I know, and this is all I'll ever know, so I'll always just be here financially. And that's just something that, you know, for yourself, you would have to realize, you know, you can be growth mindset in one thing and then be fixed mindset in another, but you can grow out of it. And by doing that, all you really have to do is talk to yourself and challenge yourself. You know, like, for example, what happens when you're facing a big challenge? For me, financially, again, an example, what happens when I face a big challenge? Maybe my big challenge is I'm trying to save $1,000 worth of emergency funds. My big challenge is I have to pay for bills. Or my big challenge is I want to go out. And then, you know, I keep going and digging. So then after that, when I meet the setback, do I think I'm not good at this, so I'm just going to keep spending all my money? Great. So I've spent all my money. And then after that, if I've been receiving criticism, say from my partner or my family, do I get angry? Do I get defensive? Or do I say, no, this, and this? So that aversiveness, that defensiveness, when does that feed into your growth mindset or in your fixed mindset? Then after that too, you kind of just have an understanding of what happens when you see somebody who's better than you. So for example, somebody who's very meticulous about their finances. I've got friends who at the age of like 18 was really good at just portfolios and understanding how money works and debt, and I just never had a clue. So at this point, do I see them as competition as opposed to having resources? So it would just be, again, understanding and checking in with yourself along those mile markers as to where you're at in your fixed mindset. So with that, if you're, you know, feeling that at home right now, you get angry and defensive because you aren't doing your dishes, there might be an opportunity for growth mindset in that, whether that is accepting responsibility that you didn't do dishes, so then you were well with your mind and your body, but then also understanding like, there's something wrong. Why am I not doing dishes? It could be just the habit of you put something into the sink and you call it a day. Where that's an easy fix. If washing dishes are your most hated task, do them immediately. Just don't even think about it. Again, tapping into Mel Robbins. Don't think about it. Just do it. You know what you want. Go get it done and do it. So how does this tie into motivation? You know, growth mindset and motivation. Well, with motivation, it's an opportunity, and we choose to see it. We choose to see the positivity in it. So if we choose to see the positivity in it, there could be a higher and larger perspective of doing more and acting upon it. But if we see the negative portions of it, so for example, smoking. I get a really good buzz from nicotine. chemical, get it. What are the consequences of me? What are the motivations of me dropping this? Oh, my wife would kiss me. Something like that, you know? Other things. Think of positive things. So I don't have to worry about how much it'll cost. That'll be a lot of money saved if I stop smoking. Again, all the positive things. Oh, I don't have to get up in the middle of an argument. I can actually process it. So again, positive things. But then ultimately, you know, you understand that sometimes you would regress in that growth mindset. So that's when, again, you kind of have to come back and understand, okay, right now I'm feeling like this. Therefore, I need to start asking myself, what is a growth opportunity here? Is there a choice to grow from here? And the answer is always yes. Spoiler alert, the answer is always yes. You always have a choice to grow. But yeah, does anybody have any questions, any comments? Oh, hey, Cruz, what's up? Hey, Brian. Alrighty. All right, so if there are no questions, comments, or concerns, I did want to leave you with this. If you pick up from anything that we talked about today, I wanted to leave you with what Ellen Langer had said. When you perceive choice, you perceive motivation. So if you have the choice to get up right now and wash your dishes, or if you have the choice right now to get up and move because you've been dying to get back into your health and wellness, or if you had the choice right now to take into consideration your finances or your career goal, and you have something to do about it, whether it's to speak to a manager or to reach out to one of your coaches to understand what can you be doing at home, then do it. This is your chance. This is your motivation. And if you need any more external motivation because you need that social support, please feel free to reach out to us. Again, you can contact us via Facebook page, My Wellness app. Just comment on all of our stuff. We promise we see it and we'll respond as soon as possible. But we are here for you. But yeah, that's it. We'll be posting and sharing this as well. And if you guys have any more questions about motivation or mindset in itself, please feel free to reach out to me or to any of your coaches, really. We'd love to talk to you through it. Alrighty, bye!